Sometimes when you look at the for loop and you never looked at before, it comes out a little hard. But I've collected many examples of the for loop so that it becomes easy to look at it with different example, different angles. When we make a list, a string list, then we can say for X in languages, and it automatically knows that it has to go through the list. That is because the list has that kind of a property that when for loops is going to access a list, it will automatically go element by element and once through every element. So whenever we create a list, a string list, we use a for loop. Um, it automatically knows that it has to go through element by element in the list. So that's a property of list and the for loop and their interaction. When we see for food inedible, we say food is equal to spam, print this, otherwise print great delicious food, else print I'm glad no spam. So this would happen all the time for everything. We find spam, so we will print no more spam place, and otherwise we are going to print that. So this is going to happen for all, and we are going to print this. Now I might have indented it wrong, and that changes the output. Okay, so then you have how do you make a list. So that is a list of string. This is a list of numbers. When you say range 4 to 10, it would take 4 but not 10, and 4 to 9. And then we can use that. There are some other examples of for loop that you should test and see if you can predict the outcome, like this one. It's like predict the outcome example. If you can predict this, that now it's not recommended to change the list in between, but it's possible. So we say for I in color, so it's going to run only once, but since this colors get updated, it might run again. So let's see how it works. It's a complex example of for loop, not to be done in the starting, but when you are aware about the basic syntax, it's good to look at it. So it says for I in colors, if I is red, colors is equal to color plus black. If I is black, colors is equal to colors plus white. So in the first loop, it's going to make colors as red plus black. That is going to check if and go back. And in the second loop, when it's going to find I as black, which is the second position, it's going to print colors. Now the best part what I can generally do is that I can print I in between and see how that's going to happen. So the last time it was black, and when it was black it got printed. If I want to print it all the time during the loop, I have to change the indenting. So I know that this loop ran 3 times. So the questions would be like how many times this loop ran, what would happen if I put a print I here, and things like that. For letter in Python, print current letter, and print fruits equal to banana for fruits in banana. So they have a function which is when you say letters in a string, it automatically goes into the string and access each of the element. And when you go in list, so the for loop is intelligent when it interacts with something. So when you say letter in Python, it's going to print everything. Then you have numbers. It's going to, so most of the time for is used with if. So we say that if it is divisible by 0, print even number, and not, so it's not divisible by 0. So, that is how it would work. Just checking the indenting. This is the same. We roam around and we print length of w. We could use the loop to insert something new. So if we say w in words and we have words defined above, if length is w is in 0, then insert. So wherever you see, and you know what, I can print the length so that so whenever in doubt, what I would do, I would try to print the length. So that I can print the length. So I can change all these example and print it. Now indenting would make it very different. Now once I run it, it changed the word forever, and that's why I have to run it again, so don't get confused by that. So I'm trying to print the length and then the word, but I have to run this again. So if length is greater than 6, then do that. So I did it here that they use the same. They would print you can do this by length of a, and then you can print I and ai, which is the element and the time the loop is iterating, and the loop would also iterate between 0 and 4. And there are more examples. So this is a very quick example of for loop. This file is available on my website, so you can download it for that. Thank you for watching.